there, this is Tammy with Tammy Stamping Therapy. Welcome back to my channel. I was working on Alicia's birthday challenge entry, and to do that I had to go into my cookbook and find the recipes I wanted to include, and it made me realize I've never showed this. I made this book several years ago now, and most of this was done with my Cricut and with cartridges. I don't do that anymore. Now I would use die cuts and my die cutting machine. I got rid of that particular Cricut several years ago. I still have the Cricut Joy, but it works different. And then this guy, who's very cute. This was a Stampin' Up! Set at the time, this chef, and I paper pieced him and then put little brads for buttons on his jacket. So I thought that was fun, and I don't know, I can't really get this closer, and there's going to be a glare because these are, even inside the book, it's all in sheet protectors. I was fortunate enough to be the recipient of my mom's recipe book when she died. So I received a box that she had made. It was toll painted, a really pretty box with poppies on it, and I don't know what happened to the box. I don't have it anymore. But the recipes were all in her handwriting. And then I had a bunch of recipes that my grandma had given me over the years that were in her handwriting. And my grandma and my mom died 3 months apart many years ago. So I wanted to share this. When I first started this, it was for my daughter, for her to have the memory. And you'll see when I show you inside, both of their handwriting is in it. And some of the recipe cards are so well used that you can't really tell what they say anymore. But in those instances, I've typed them up and put them in here. I ended up making 3 of these books that were all just alike. One for my daughter, one for my stepdaughter, and one for myself. I was going to make them for my sisters, both of my sisters and my nieces, but they wanted to do their own thing. So they did not want this. But this was a Christmas gift. How many years ago? Like 5 or 6 years ago, to both of our girls. And it meant a lot to my daughter because she was only like 10 when my mom died, I think. So her memories are fading. So it meant a lot to her to have this. And she remembers these recipes because my mom cooked all this stuff. So this is huge. I did this on my computer. This is how big is this binder? It's 3 or 4 inches. It's a 4-inch binder. And I had, like I said, I had to get it down to get to copy the recipes that I was going to put in Alicia's gift. So here is what it looks like inside. The first thing I did, well, not the first thing, the last thing I did, I think, was I made this index. I did this on my computer. And I spent, one of my sisters went with me for part of it. I went all over our state and up into Washington looking for embellishments and different things to use in this cookbook before I started. And I collected for 3 or 4 years before I ever started the book. So this right here is a chipboard sticker. And this is a 3-dimensional sticker. This is like a glossy, it's not glossy accents, but it's a shiny sticker. And this first page, I'll show you. The upper left is my grandma, and the upper right is my mom. And then down here is my sister, one of my sisters, and then down lower, which I can't get this, my thing's in the way. This is me and my daughter. My daughter is now 30 what? She's 34? Yeah, she just turned 34. So these, I tried to find kitchen pictures. I couldn't find one of Grandma. This one is my mom in her kitchen. My sister in her kitchen. And then in each section I did this. I cut these guys out. Again, this is done with Cricut. I don't have these cartridges anymore, and I can't tell you what they were called because I got rid of them. I did these on my computer. And then this is some of the fun stickers that I found, elements that I found. And so the creamy chicken enchiladas is a recipe that my older sister makes. And then you can see this recipe in the middle? That's my mom's handwriting. That's the front and the back. So I made color copies of the recipe cards, and you can't tell that they're copies. So I have the originals somewhere. Because I was making 3 books, I wanted them to all be the same and to all look authentic. And so you can't tell. This turkey enchiladas, it's got someone's name on there. That's somebody that I don't know where must be somebody I worked with somewhere, because I don't recognize that last name. More with my mom's handwriting, and this was a puffy sticker. Both of these are fun stickers. And then I also looked in all of my searches, I looked for scrapbooking paper that related to food, and I did find some. Put ribbon across there. This one is my own handwriting, and this is from like 40 years ago. And then I put some I don't know what I was trying to say, journaling. So this says, while serving in the Navy at Cecil Field in Jacksonville, Florida, I had a boss who used to bring this chicken for his lunch quite often. One day he shared it with me and I loved it, so his wife gave me the recipe. I see that my mom added a few ingredients at the bottom of the recipe to add more flavor. So you can see on the recipe card was in my handwriting, which looks nothing like that anymore. But on the bottom, my mom's handwriting, she added some stuff. I never put that in there. Chicken marsala was just something I like to make, and then this came out of, I don't know what that came out of, maybe a cookbook. And then the paper. This is my sister and my niece. My sister, my daughter, and one of my nieces. My sister, her famous thing for family dinners was always, we called it her cheesy potatoes. And this is, I think, the same recipe that Miss Sheila gave to Alicia. It uses the cubed hash brown potatoes. She makes amazing potato salad. So I have her potato salad recipe. Scallop potatoes. This is out of my Betty Crocker cookbook. This was done with my Cricut. Here's another one. Walden's baked beans. That's my grandma, and that's her handwriting. This one is my mom's handwriting. So you can see I had so much fun creating this, and in each section I pulled out pictures of them. That's my daughter and my mom. And then my mom, my sister, and my grandfather. But I had so much fun creating this book, and I created 3 at the same time. Well, I created 2 at once, and then my husband asked me to make one for my stepdaughter. So then I created a 3rd one. And the pockets, I got these heavier duty pocket protectors, and they have they have a closure on top. So if you have this open in the kitchen, your food cannot get in here. There's no way to get into that pocket. This is funny. This recipe, when I was in grade school, we used to have peanut butter bars, and they were the best thing that we'd ever had. It was, for a school food, it was really good. And my mom actually contacted the school and got their recipe. So we've had their recipe all these years, and I make them occasionally. It makes a ton. One of those huge sheet pans is how much it makes. Crazy cake. I don't know where my mom got that recipe, but it was one of our favorites. This one is in her handwriting, and you cannot read it. It's all faded. But I had the recipe also, and I typed it out. This chocolate ribbon cake is my daughter's favorite cake. These are pictures of it, which is kind of hard to see what it looks like, but it's a bundt cake. And inside, it has this cream cheese mixture that is amazing. And I got this recipe from a friend at church many, many years ago. Just more and more recipes. I don't know where I got the apple pizza recipe. Somebody gave that to me. My mom's peach crisps. All these I see. I can look through this book and it brings my mom back to me. She's been gone for a lot of years. This was her pumpkin. This pie was amazing. It was like a light, fluffy version of cheesecake meets pumpkin pie. It's amazing. Pumpkin bars I got from a friend at work years ago. And here, this one is really funny. My favorite dessert growing up was my mom's Jello cheesecake. It's the only thing for me that I loved that wasn't chocolate. My favorite was made with lime Jello. And then as an adult, I figured out that my mom probably had to have gotten this recipe out of the inside of a Jello box. But when I was growing up, I thought it was my mom's special secret recipe. So that was funny. Um, my mom had this really funny little recipe book that probably came with a can of cocoa. It was about this big rectangle. Well, this is half of a page. And it had all these chocolate recipes in it. And so I cut little snippets out of it. And the fudge that was in it that I made, every time I made it, I called it, what did I call it? It either came out as spoon fudge or brick fudge. I never once made it right. I couldn't figure out how to do it right. I cooked it either not long enough or too long every time, but it was fun when it was spoon fudge. Oh, this is that little book. I took it apart and I put it in here. And I just thought it was so fun. This is like from the 60s, maybe the 50s. I don't know. My mom had it in her recipe box. And wagon wheel cookie. These were 2 cookie recipes that I loved my grandma made. Wagon wheel cookies and cake mix cookies. Different people call these different things. These are the cookies that you make a chocolate dough and you roll it in a ball and then you roll it in powdered sugar. And when you bake it, it spreads out so it's brown and white. And then cake mix cookies, one of the easiest things to make. You can see that's the recipe. That's all there is to it. And it's just a box of cake mix with Cool Whip and egg and some powdered sugar. My grandma, it was interesting. She was always making cookies, and I remember every time we went to her house, she'd bring out her huge Tupperware container. She always had them in her freezer, and she made all kinds of cookies. And she'd bring out the Tupperware container, and we'd get to choose cookies from it. Grandma and my daughter. Grandma and my daughter. This is Grandma's writing. I don't know that I've ever made those, but it's in here because it was her writing. Spring early cookies. This is only in here because it's her recipe. I hate those cookies. I think they're like a Norwegian recipe and they taste nasty, but it was one of the things that Grandma did. And then here's just some other recipes. I got this cheddar chowder recipe from the same lady that gave me the bundt cake recipe, and this chowder is yummy. Grandma used to make bran muffins, and I had written out her recipe. My mom made the best dinner rolls ever. And then wassail. This was our tradition every year at Christmas. Christmas Eve, we always had wassail at Grandma's house. And that's it. Oh, wow, it's longer ago than I thought. I created this in 2011 for myself in February of 2011, which means it was 2011 when I gave them to my daughter and my stepdaughter. That's longer ago than I thought. Boy, time flies. So I just thought I'd share this with you. It brought back memories. It's something I created. This whole thing I created. This was a border punch right here. This paper in the background, you can't tell, but it's chocolate. Squares of chocolate. I had so much fun doing this. I really like scrapbooking and I never have time to do it. So this to me is a scrapbook because it has my mom and my grandma in it, and it has recipes from both of them and from my older sister. My younger sister's not in here anywhere. Not sure why. I don't have any recipes from her, I guess is why. So anyway, I wanted to share this with you guys. It's a lot of fun. It might give you some ideas of your own. I wish I had a reason to make something else like it because it was so much fun to create. A friend of mine saw me working on this and she ended up making 7 of them herself for her family. Hers looked different because her crafting style is totally different than mine, but she had a lot of fun making them also. So that's it for this one. Let's see. No, I'm going to do a giveaway, a secret giveaway. So let me get this out of the way. And let me find, where did it go? Let me find it. I have this pile of stuff here. I need to film videos. Sorry. Let me find it. I will be right back. Found it. This is Simple Stories Holly Jolly collection. This came from Peachy Cheap, and these are the papers. There's some fun papers in here. This is a 6x8 paper pad. This is ephemera. It calls it bits and pieces. It has all of these pieces in it, which is lots of fun. Some paperclip bows. This is a sticker sheet, a sticker book. And then these are chipboard. You can see they're chipboard stickers. And this is all that Holly Jolly collection. So I want to give this away. In order to enter, you need to comment below, like the video, comment below, and put the word simple somewhere in your comment, because this is from Simple Stories. So, and I'm posting this on Friday, October 20-something, October 23rd. So I'll do the drawing on Sunday or Monday. I'm not sure which. I'll see how my weekend goes. I have a lot of stuff to do this weekend. So put the word simple, is that what I said, in your comment below. Like the video. And some lucky person will receive this. So thank you for watching, and I hope everyone has a wonderful day.